Kim invested a total of $1,500 between two bonds. One bond earned 8% per annum per year, and the other bond earned 10% per year. In 1 year, Kim earned $132 on her investments. How much did she invest in the bond that earned 10%? So let's set up some variables here. Let X be the amount invested in the first bond. And we're talking about at 8% per year. Let Y be the amount invested in the second bond. And the second bond here has a more attractive interest rate of 10%. So what do we know? The total between the two bonds is $1,500. So we have X plus Y equals $1,500. What else do we know? We know that in 1 year, Kim earned $132 on her investments. So this is as a result of the interest rate. So we know that the amount of this bond multiplied by the actual interest, so the first bond's at 8%, so I should write 0.08. So here's the rate. The rate times the actual amount is how much money we generate. So that's for the first one. And the second one is, again, the rate, how much interest we get, which is 0.10 times Y. So how much money we milk out here plus here is equals to 132. So here's the hard parts done. We came up with two different equations with the same variables, X and Y. And now we can solve for X and Y. The question here is specifically asking for the one that earned 10%, which happens to be Y. So essentially the question is asking us to solve Y. To solve Y, I want to use this equation. Now we need to get rid of X. So we need to know what X is in terms of Y. So I'm going to use the first equation, equation number 1, to find out what X is in terms of Y. So I'm going to draw an arrow here. I'm going to isolate X. X equals 1,500 minus Y. So I know what X is, so I can just plug it into here. So I have 0.08X, which happens to be 1,500 minus Y, plus 0.10Y equals 132. This is where we can use a calculator. 0.08 times 1,500. This here is, I'm just using distribution, multiplying. This here is 120 minus 0.08Y plus 0.10Y equals 132. So I have 0.10Y minus 0.08Y is going to be 0.02Y. So I'm just going to erase this, replace this with 0.02Y. That's a positive. And I'm going to subtract 120 from both sides. So I'm going to have minus 120. And then 132 minus 120 is going to be 12. I'm going to divide both sides by 0.02, divided by 0.02, and then I can solve for Y. So we have 12 divided by 0.02 equals 600. So here we have Y is equals to 600. So the correct answer is A.